Hey everybody, just starting on this 6 liter. The turbo engine, I've been dying to get to this thing. So anyways, just got it cleaned up, painted, it's bored, deck surface has been milled. Uh, it's kind of ready to go, but I just wanted to show you to clean this block. I just wanted to show you what I was using. The block sat in a tank for too long and, well, it got kind of nasty as far as there was like, I don't know, some kind of dirt or I don't know what it was, rust and dirt and whatever. Anyways, there's still paint on the block. There was a whole bunch of different stuff that needed to come off yet. So I don't know if anybody's ever used these, how many of you use these. This is called a needle scaler. And I bought that one. As much as I absolutely hate buying anything from Harbor Freight, I do not support where this junk comes from. But they were the only place in town that had one. And so I bought one. I forget what it cost. It wasn't very much money. I'm not even going to oil it. I don't want to give them the satisfaction. All right. So anyways, yeah. So this thing acts like an air hammer. And these little rods, they just hammer against the whatever it is you're trying to take rust and paint and whatever off of. And it does a really good job. It's not like real violent. It's like a slight vibration of all these rods just hammering on stuff. And then I've got these little Scotch-Brite pads, and it does okay on gasket surfaces and stuff. And then what else? Oh, a gasket scraper. If you've not ever used one of these, same deal, Harbor Freight, whatever. This thing comes with a few different attachments, but this is a pneumatic gasket scraper. And this thing moves so little. I don't even know if it moves back and forth, from side to side, up and down, or what, I don't know. But you can't tell it when you're watching it. You can put your finger on the end of it. It's not going to hurt you at all, but it does take off the gaskets really well. I really like that thing. I really like the needle scaler too. I just don't know how long all that stuff's going to last. So the block is, for the most part, ready to go. I'm going to clean it up one more time, washing it. I was washing it this morning, and what I do for that is I get a bucket of hot soapy water, and I was just hanging it here from this engine hoist and washing it like that. But you get these brushes, works really well. And I've got a whole bunch of brushes. Let's see, Alex bought these metal ones. They're all good. These brush kits I thought they're pretty cheap. This is the brush kit that I bought. Nylon brushes. All right. Yeah, and it works good. Yeah. So hopefully here shortly, let's see, here in the next day or so, I'll get back to paint or cleaning the block one more time, and get the cam bearings knocked in it, get all the plugs in it, and yeah, it'll be ready for assembly. I'm gonna have some bearing clearance issues just because of the crank I'm using, and so I'm gonna might have to pull some trickery out of the book on this one. I'm thinking about using a 1/1000 shim stock under the main bearings under the bottom main bearing to pick the bearing up and kind of squeeze it together a little better. But here's a 5.3 also that I just finished putting this thing together a few days ago. And it was, unfortunately, it is a Gen 3 rod engine We didn't put rods in it. The guy that wanted this built, you know, I was trying to save him some money by not putting a better rod in it because, you know, they are what they are. But then it's got the boosted pistons in it, the LS Pro pistons. I really like those pistons, the way they're designed around, especially around the pin area. Yeah, those are pretty good. For the money, man, I don't know if you can beat them. Well, they $500 and then $100 for rings. The rings are extremely tough. You know, I think it took me longer to file fit these rings than it has with any other rings I've ever done, I think. But yeah, so it's just a 5.3 board 30 over, and nothing fancy about it. There's no cam in it. It's just sitting here waiting for something. I don't know what. But yeah, there it is. And if you can see in the background, the Chevelle's still there. I don't know. It needs probably this engine. Although I did not really want to do an LS swap into that car. But here we are, you know. Maybe they'll get this one, I don't know. But so as far as this Pontiac goes, the proportioning valve I just put on it, I just finagled that all together and just need to bleed the brakes. I figured they'd gravity bleed, but they didn't gravity bleed one single bit, so I'll get some help on bleeding it. I don't know where my vacuum stuff's at. So yeah, anyhow, we'll see you later. When I start assembling the 6-liter, I'll probably make some videos about that and trying to get it together. And then, of course, eventually, you know, this turbo is going to go back on it. And all this is for, well, to run a good time at the track, but also for Trinity. Trinity, if you don't know, is it's Trinity Springs is a town in southern Indiana, and they just so happen to have a long stretch that I don't know how long it is, but it's long. And there might have been some speed contest on this particular stretch at any given time during the day or night. So there's one particular car. It's a Mustang, currently down in Tennessee, I think. Yeah. Not going to get into a bunch of details about it other than it's supposed to be fast. I'm hoping this summer we'll find out how fast these two cars are. And yeah, hopefully there'll be some good video on that too. I'm very excited about it. That was the big push for this 6-liter and the turbo. I'm not really feeling like letting some Fox body drag me down through Trinity. So yeah, we'll get on that later.